waxaa inoogu xigaya cabdiraxiim caabi faarax oo ah diblomaasi international oday weyn khabiir You will hear many people speaking in the Somali language. I will speak in English in the hope that many of you who did this country many years will understand what I'm saying. First of all, Mr. President, I feel very honored I've been chosen to join other Somali people in a very warm welcome. I'd like to greet you on behalf of the Somali people, your gracious wife, Amina Haji Muhammad Tilde, and the members of your delegation. I won't name them, but because they will have the opportunity of speaking to them. I am confident that now that you, Mr. President, and your delegation have met a wide variety of government, senior officials of the government, that you will have fully conveyed not only what we Somalis require for our own country, but that you have given them a very clear idea of the terror-stricken period to which our country was subjected in the late 80s, and the positive changes that have taken place in Somaliland since we reverted in 1991 to our former status as an independent and sovereign state. Now that you have met with your work, we know that you will be leaving us very soon, but we are all looking forward to hearing your report, which you will give to the Somali people back home of what you have achieved and how the situation is today. Mr. President, although I've not had the opportunity of seeing you for 7 years, I well remember the time that our paths connected when I worked for the United Nations. And I remember well when I met you in Addis Ababa, where you had joined the Somali National Movement, and at that very time you were its chairman. I take my hat off, as to all of us here, to those people who remained in Somaliland to keep the flag flying. You have kept the flag flying, which is very important to everyone. But to keep the flag flying in a poor country is not an easy matter. When I first met you, I at first, when you returned from your studies in England, I think from the Manchester University, there were only a small batch of Somalis from Somaliland who were going abroad for education. It was a small stream. Today there is a river of students. But only this has been made possible by the sacrifices of their parents, of their relatives, and of the generosity, and because of the generosity of the international community. But these students are having a problem. When they reach home, what job awaits them? Our problem today is that we have the men, but we don't have their services. In the past, we had to rely upon foreign trained people. Today we have all the trained Somalis we need. But what is missing is plans for the development plans which are essential for advancing our country. We hope that you will have given this matter your very strong attention, because it would be a tragedy if these people if these students who come back well trained are forced to leave their own country in search of a job. We have to find a job back home, and for that reason we hope that the consortium in Ankara, in London, in New York will have proved fruitful, and there will be funds available which will help to support and implement the development plan to help our country. But money alone is not enough. Character is required. First of all, they say, Ilahi wa Kamila. We may have a government, we may have a good department, and these governments and departments are not perfect. We have to try to improve upon them. We must be able to use our trained people to perfect, where possible, the work of our departments. I have in mind the civil service. To me, decisions are made by Parliament, policies are explained by you, Mr. President, but the implementation, the responsibility for the implementation of decisions and of policies rests upon an effective and efficient civil service. Do we have one? It is my hope that Your Excellency will look into this matter carefully, and that you will, when necessary, restructure, reform, reorganize, but make sure that the civil service we have lives up to its responsibilities. People may ask, what are the responsibilities of civil service? A civil service has got to be, above all, efficient. It has to be impartial, because we still have a clan society. They have to be honest. And above all, they have to be accountable for their actions. The civil service or government service cannot be used to advance the interest of an individual. It must advance the interest of the nation. I don't want to speak too long, because I know that people are doing a long time for this meeting to take place. But the civil service has to be reorganized. It is my hope, Mr. President, that you will be able to ensure that we try to take the advice of countries where the civil service is successful. In this, you had the opportunity of talking to many heads of state. It is my hope that you will be able to do whatever is possible to improve our citizens. Another important matter which we people living abroad suffer from is receiving reliable, up-to-date information on what is taking place in our country. We are receiving a variety of news from different sources, some true, some false, some misleading, some incorrect. Please, Mr. President, the Department concerned must have an active role in this matter and must be able to advise us as to what news source we should place responsibility on. The final thing I'd like to speak upon is the question of our clan royalty. We are today a sovereign and independent state. This business of clan royalties do not measure up to, and give people a confusing idea of who we really are. We have a constitution which proclaims that the rule of law will continue in our country and will affect everyone, whether high or low in status. Clan royalty may have been useful in the old days when there was no central government. But now that we have a central government, we must uphold and strengthen the central government so that clanism eventually fades away and people, when they swear over there, they say, we are a Somali first and a clan member second. In conclusion, Mr. President, may I say how happy I am to meet you here. I've known you for many years, and I've known many members of your delegation. We have been very impressed by many of the policies and decisions you have made, some which have been built on the groundwork which has been prepared by your predecessors. Others are due to your own initiative. God be with you. And I myself